Hi, hope you're well today. I'm drawn to be doing fairy healing again. I haven't done one of these for a while and I think it's been one of my most popular videos. So we're going to do that again. None of this is really planned and I have a deck of cards here that I normally use for teaching. I've never used them in a meditation or a healing before. So here goes. So this will be coupled with a bit of Celtic Reiki, which is the tree healing. So I'd like you just to get yourself nice and comfortable. I want you to imagine that you are in a woodland glade, okay? I want you just to focus on a nice big tree opposite you as I run this fossilized tree down your center line. Look down your tree all the way to the earth, and when your eyes meet the ground, start to feel your own roots growing out of your body and merging with that beautiful tree in front of you, grounding you and keeping stable to the earth. Take a breath in and breathe out. And now I would like you to imagine that candle flame at the center of your being, your own inner protection. And I'd like you to grow that flame to each side of you. Grow that flame in front and behind you. Grow that flame right up and down your body, pushing everything out, everything that you no longer need, until you create a ball of energy right around you. And then I would like you just to turn yourself around in your mind's eye and sit down at the foot of your tree. And I'm just going to show you, some of you have seen this before, the Faerie stone. This is green calcite. And when I worked at a mind, body, spirit festival, before it has even opened, my eyes homed on this beautiful rock. And I knew the fairies wanted to be brought in towards it. So I bought it and brought it home. And fairy energy was invited into it. Then about a month later, I was at my friend's meditation, Debbie Parrott at Beautiful Life. You can find her on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. And as I was there at her angel circle, Raphael also wanted to be put into this stone. In fact, it was the only time I've wished for the meditation to finish quickly so that I could cycle home and invite Raphael into this. So we have angel and fairy energy in the fairy stone. And this just kind of sits here, cleansing the place. And I want you just to imagine that this is in front of you, just cleansing your environment. Okay. Can I put this so that you can see a bit more of it? Not really, it'll fall off. Okay. So taking a breath in, we've now grounded, we've protected, And I'm just going to put some of this holly oil, because as I record this, it is nearly a week after the solstice and we have moved into the Holly King's half of the year. Beautiful, sweet perfume oils. So these are not essential oils, these are perfume oils from a company called Starchild in Glastonbury. And I'll put the details in the show notes. Unfortunately, they do not send abroad, I don't think, so this is for English people. Breathing the beautiful, sweet perfume oil of the flowers, the berries, the leaves and the bark all ground down. Also another very protecting tree. Sometimes the leaves are really dark green and other times they are variegated, which means they have light and dark within their leaves. Okay, so before we start, just visualize your grove, your inner grove a bit more. Start to see other trees and plants appearing. And this could be in whatever season you are doing this. So if you are in full summer, as we are now, everything is all quite sort of lush, maybe starting to be a bit darker green rather than that spring luminescent green. If you are in autumn or fall, you have these sort of colours all around. And if you are in winter, just imagine those fingers of trees reaching up into the blue, clear sky. Every season has its merits, and indeed you may be in a place that does not have seasons. You may be living on the equator and watching this, in which case just shift the perspective to your landscape. Okay. So I want you now just to imagine yin and yang symbol at your heart. This seems to be coming in a lot for people at the moment. And just balance yourself. Put your hands on the earth either side of you. As I draw in the taina, the holly tree symbol. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it straight away, but it looks like a single line down with 3 half strokes coming out of it. Protecting you as well. And we're going to work with the 3 dantians from the Chinese medical system and the Celtic Reiki system. So I want you to imagine your third eye, the yin tang point, swirling open. I want you to imagine the middle dantian at the heart center swirling and open with that yin-yang symbol. And then right down here, just below your belly button, I'd like you to imagine the lower dantian as a bright orange orb within you of personal power. Okay. Breathe in and relax. I think what we're going to do is shuffle the cards now, and we're going to see who wants to join us today. Okay, we're going to pull out, I think we'll pull out 3. 1 for the land, 1 for the sea, and 1 for the sky. Blow on the cards, and let's ask what the collective, who they need to meet. First fairy, Lothus the Wild. Now, I've never really looked at these cards before. So this is going to be an angel who comes in perhaps to help you be more spontaneous, or if you are too spontaneous, just to tame it a little bit. Let's just put him down there. Okay, blowing those cards again. Who else do we need? We have the retrievers. So someone who needs to help you retrieve something within you. Okay. And then one last fairy folk. Breathe on those cards. Bridget the Mother, so the goddess bride or Bridget, and I'm just going to reach up here and bring her symbol down. See, we're right in my healing section here. The symbol of bride. Bridget, an Irish goddess fairy. And this is a Bridget's cross, and it is often made out of reeds, and it is protection. And Bridget or bride is the goddess of healing. She is the goddess of wells. She is the goddess of fire, of blacksmiths. And the goddess of music, healing and poetry. Okay, so she will bring in the creativity for you. The retriever is going to come in to help you retrieve perhaps that creative energy. And look at this moon phase as I record this. In a few days' time we move into that new crescent of the moon. This lovely little guy has a pearl of wisdom for you. And Lothus, the wild. Okay, look at him squashing that moon. So we'll work with those. So I'd like you now just to imagine your grove again. And first of all, Lothus is going to come out, isn't he? You're going to see him emerge out of the shrubbery. Quite a cheeky little angel. And he's going to take his little walnut wand out. And he's going to start clearing you. He's going to move right into the yin-tang point at the third eye, and he's going to start by teasing out some of the energy. Perhaps you have a tendency to run away with your thoughts, your upsetting thoughts, your dangerous thoughts, the thoughts that you don't like, the thoughts that make you feel down. We're going to pull that away. Walnut is a poisonous tree. Okay, so we're going to take fight like with like. We're going to pull that poison out of your mind. Pull it out. Tease it out. Let's wrap it around. Come on, Locus, help us here. What can we help these people with what they fear? Let's take it out of mind and soul, and then let us help them to be whole. Peace will reign with them once more. And when peace arrives, we can open a new door. There we go. There's a nice little bardic rhyme off the top of our head from, is it Locus? Lothus. Sorry, Lothus. You are a new fae to me. Okay, so now I'm going to put that little wand down, and I'm going to just spiral energy with the Stonehenge knife. This is made out of granite, Preseli bluestone it is called, and this is from the same quarry that the Stonehenge stones were cut from. And the company is on Etsy, and they have a discount that I will put in the show notes, okay? So we're going to spiral Reiki and energy back into you. I know it might be going backwards on the screen, but vortex energies are very healing if we know what we're doing, and I do know what I'm doing, so don't worry if this looks like it's going anti-clockwise. Just feel that positive healing energy from the great henge being channeled towards you. And Locus, I feel that he is dancing around quite wildly, creating circles and spiraling and jumping over and under you, all sorts of little fairy cartwheels, creating his energy to help you tame the wildness. But we have two edges of knives and swords, don't we? Maybe you are too flat. Maybe you are not spontaneous enough. And if this is for you, I want you now to feel the energy of spontaneity moving into you, into your mind. And also, I'm going to move down now. We're going to take any of the poisonous heartache, negative energy out with the walnuts, drawing it away. Okay, and again spiral the calming thoughts, if that is what you need, into you, or spiral the spontaneity into your heart. And Bridget kind of brings that forward as well. And it looks like this retriever is going to do the same. Okay. Breathe in. And out. Okay. Now, going to send a calming tree towards you. We're going to do the poplars or the field maples. Eda. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Imagine in your grove a stand of poplars or field maples, and they rustle. They rustle. They gossip. They laugh above you. Just feel that peace descending on that third eye. As Locus moves aside now, just to hold the space. Now, I want you to look around you in your mind's eye in this inner grove, and I want you to see a mossy rock, and I just want you to reach out and lift that rock, and out from under it comes this charming little creature, a retriever. Look how sweet he is, and he nods his head down and his little antennae bob, and you can see the light shining from his crown and his third eye, but also radiating out of his heart. He really is quite a calm, serene, but also a sensible little fae. He flutters his little wings. He reaches out and he pats you on the shoulder and he says, "There now, child, you have lost something precious. I will help it back. I will help you achieve what it is you have lost." And he now starts to move around weaving quietly, not making a sound. He brushes you down. He clicks in your ear. He shows you magic because you are dear. He brushes your aura. He takes it away. He says we want happiness and love to stay. He sends energy now in the shape of that pearl. He puts one into your heart and one into your eye and one into the lower dantian. He moves in lower at your abdomen. He pulls a string of churning nerves out. He pulls the heaviness and throws it about. He then sends healing into the womb of your creativity, and this is even if you're male. The lower dantian is a creative place where you can keep your energy in one place. He holds hands up and sends orange light in. And he says, there, now you can begin to reach inside and take it out. That creativity, that love is what you and life is all about. Breathe in and retrieve part of what you lost, but also leave space for what you have begot. Okay, told you this was off the top of my head. He then reaches round to pat you on the back. And then, like this old grandfather of magic, he brings that coin out. Take your hand and he pops it in. And he tells you to put this within you so that you can begin. He takes a breath. He zhuzhes down your aura. He nods. And then he spirals round you. And he goes to stand on the other side. So 2 fairies stand here now as your guides. Now thirdly, the fairy mother of bride steps out. Quite a different energy as she is stately and strong, but gentle. She takes a flower and pops it in your mind. She takes a flower and pops it in your heart. And she takes another flower and pops it in the lower dantian. The crescent moon shines up and down on you. She asks you what it is you would like to do. And as you tell her, she clears the energy away. So tell her what it is you would like today. She sends the healing of fire and of light. Let me move over so you can see my hands. She sends in water, which glistens and is bright. She moves up to the heart and tells you not to be scared. She tells you that she will be with you to help you your deepest secrets. She will hold safely and calmly and help you be bold. She moves up now to the yin tang point and draws in the symbol of light, especially for you. She then picks a hazelnut and offers it to you, my dear. Put it in your yin tang point to light that fire of creativity. Perhaps it is what you fear. After this, she tells you it'll come naturally. You will be full of creativity. Bridget then takes ribbons and drapes them around, as is done for her at Imbolc in February in the Northern Hemisphere, or in August in the Southern Hemisphere. So you see, she works throughout the year to help those that she holds dear, and indeed it is everyone, as she brings water and the sun. Now she stands in front of you, these three folk making a triangle around you. Step forwards into this here shape and feel the power amplify around you and within you. Take a breath in and then breathe out. And all of these fairies now dance about. As they dance, they emerge back to from where they came. Lorthus from the shrubbery, the retriever under the rock, and Bridget perhaps from the moon. Now you sit back on the ground, place your hand in the Arwen symbol as the light of the solstices shines right down your middle and the two equinoxes down your arms into the ground. The Nuefri flows through every vein, every meridian. You are all the same, yet different in your own unique ways. So now breathe in this fairy praise as we ground you again with that central tree. From your mind to your heart, down to your dantian, let it rest in thee. Wow. Now we let fade. But this energy with you, it will not fade. I now hold up the fairy stone, the calcite, to feed your blood and your bones. Okay, there we are. Wow, that was pretty something. I don't think that was me because my throat was warbling a bit weird. Of course, it doesn't always totally free flow, the rhymes, but it's quite fun to try and let it come out of you. This is the whole thing of creativity. Ask your guides to inspire you. We have had these three fairies, and I think they were quite in line with each other, weren't we? We had the vibrancy and the spontaneity, but also taking away any scary and dangerous thoughts you have. Then we had this little guide to help you retrieve the magic within you. And then we have the big one of the chief cheaters of the fairies, the goddess of fire and water and light, really. So I really enjoyed that. I need to work with Fae more, don't I? But this is the fairy season in the Northern Hemisphere. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And breathe out and relax. And I'm going to leave that